Hey up peeps, welcome back to Old Yorkshire Git Tries. Right, Final Fantasy 14 Part 264. Yeah, it's been a few days, hasn't it? It's been a bit of a funny few days as well. It cost me an absolute fortune to get this bloody computer upgraded. And then when I got it back, it kept crashing every time you selected anything. Clicked on anything, it crashed. Click on something else, it'll crash. So I took it back and they had it sorted in a day. Apparently the 2 sticks of RAM weren't fast enough for the new chip and motherboard, so they upgraded the RAM. Didn't charge me, which was really good of them. I do appreciate that. So I thank them wholeheartedly. Brought it back yesterday, gave it quite a bit of a hammering, not literally, but you know what I mean, to make sure everything was fine. So let's hope we have no more cock-ups like last time. Do apologise about that, but not a lot I can do. Right, and I'm waffling because I've totally forgot what's going on. Right, speak with Alfie. Oh, we did, yeah, of course it was. Yeah, that big battle last time. No, not Alice, Alfie. Right, while it would be too much to hope that we have seen the last of Fandango, we've dealt these schemes a telling blow, and that alone is cause to celebrate. Celebrate I will when we receive word of Arnie's safe return. And we have direct hit rate, critical hit rate. Let's go for, I can't remember what we picked last time. Bugger. Oh, we'll have a critical. I don't know. Still a bit loud. You may now enter Piggly the M. Oh yeah, alright, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Right, I'll fit. Well, how are we all doing on this Saturday afternoon? Bit late again today. Oh. Standing around here worrying is not going to help matters. Come, we must discuss the day's events with Pippin and her Grace. Brave Scions. Who's this? Ah, her Grace and Pippin. Oh no, it's not Pippin. Would that I could treat you to hero's welcome, but I bear urgent news from the frontistery, whatever one of them is. Don't know. Your Grace, whatever is the matter. As our troops withdrew from Paglida, they came upon 2 scouts sent to the nearby tower. I've yet to hear a full account, but it seems that one of them, your friend I believe, had been wounded and was being dragged away by the other. Oh no. I must go. Forgive me, your Grace. Can you tell us aught of Arnie's condition, your Grace, the wounded scout? Naught save that it is grave. The chirurgeons tend to him even as we speak. The infirmary must be inundated with the wounded. If all of us go, we'll only get underfoot. Albert and Einstein, would you mind going after Alfie? He might need some support. You took your time, Einstein. Very well. Thank you. The rest of us will see that the relevant people know what took place in that place. Good. Come on. Chop chop. Come on then. Well, even though I weren't doing any Final Fantasies, I hope you enjoyed watching my Forbidden West, Horizon Forbidden West videos. Out of the hustings strip. Don't know where I'm going. We'll go to hustings strip. Yeah, I enjoyed watching them. Last one went up today. So tomorrow you start with the Uncharted. Or Uncharted, should I say. Right, there's an Ethernet shard. So where are we going? Where is the Forestry? Ah, Alchemist Guild. Yeah, there's only 7 of them, I think. Right. From... Go it wrong way. That way? Don't know where I'm going. Ah, here we go. Oh, Ford Corolla. Another one come to see the lad in silver armour. Master Damiello. Damielia is tending to him as we speak. If you'd be so kind as to wait. What did Master Damielia say? Tell me his exact words. Enough, Alfie, this isn't working. This isn't helping, sorry. Let the chirurgeons do their work. You're right, forgive me. When we said our farewells to Arnie, I was afraid that something like this might happen, and now it has. All we can do is wait.
Fordola, have you been waiting here all this time?
Of course, yes. He saved a life.
We have done what we can. The rest is up to him.
May we see him?
I do not think that wise. You must let him sleep.
A good bedside manner, hasn't he?
Thank you for bringing him back. He owes you his life.
Oh, she owes it, hers to his.
I just wish I had been there. Perhaps, I don't know. Perhaps I could have...
Could have what? Got tempered? Don't flatter yourself. You can't save everyone. No one can. Not even the warrior of bloody light. People die all the time, for no good reason. And those who take up the sword die quicker than most. If you're going to shed a tear every time a soldier falls on the battlefield, you'd best stay away. It's no place for the weak of heart.
It may be that victory cannot be won without cost. But all life is precious, and I refuse to shrug at its loss.
All life is precious! Oh, you need to grow up, little man. Before your sparkling ideals get everyone killed.
You're right. He is idealistic. But the world has more than its fair share of realists, like you and me. It's people like him who dare to dream that things could be better and make it happen against all the odds. They are the ones whose names live on forever. The heroes.
The battlefield's littered with would-be heroes. At this rate, you'll lot'll be next. And what'll become of your precious dreams then? They'll be gone. Like dust on the wind.
Dreams worth fighting for don't die so easily.
I'll speak with Alfie. That was interesting. Right, strapping mare she is, isn't she? Imagine me married to that. Oh my god. I know. There's nothing more I can do here. Let us rejoin the others. Oh, okay. Grace invites the Scions to join her in the fragrant chamber. Your comrades have already arrived. Will the three of you be joining them? We will. Right. Let's go and have a look at Arylus's fragrant chamber, shall we? Wonder if it's nicely mowed. It's full of shrubs. Ooh, Mom,
Your
he's
Grace,
getting rude again.
Pray forgive us our lateness.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvold. It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, he will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide. On that you have my word. Now, we would share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
Speak up, can't hear you.
First Bahamut, now Ifrit. Or Lunar Ifrit, as Fan Daniel would doubtless have it.
'Tis now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within. Less certain is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive. They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
It all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visit to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness with which the Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling, I fear we have more immediate concerns. Ifrit was not the only primal summoned. At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities.
Well, you got your work cut out, Albert.
For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak.
You only need to tell me where they are. The Grand Companies is that wise. Don't question their motives. You need only tell me where they are.
Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort. Pray, conserve your strength for now. After all, it was not so very long ago that you rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amalja have reached an agreeable conclusion. They have pledged their full support to our cause. It is our hope that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Paglfan. Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
Now, if you will forgive me, I must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
Right, speak with Alice. Right then, unless anyone has any objections, time we return to the Rising Stones. And that includes you, Alfie. Arn is in good hands here. Of course, he would doubtless mock me for pacing about the infirmary. Let us retire then. We might regain our strength and readiness for coming challenges. For an agreement, I'll let Kryl know to expect us. Hot bath, blah de blah de blah. It will be good to be home. I have some thinking to do. I'll try asking him, and thank you. I shall look forward to it. Our comrades eagerly await our return, and Kryl in particular has a few matters she's keen to discuss, one of which concerns you, Einstein. Believe it or not, you will join us, won't you? Fine. Really? I thought you said you were avoiding that Baldesian woman. If I refuse, she would only pursue me. Itchy nose, take a shot. Let's get this over with then, shall we? Yeah, come on, get bloody move on. What? Been 20 minutes. We haven't done bugger all. Turn to the Rising Stones. Right, back to Mordona. I ain't got a brew. Thirsty. I haven't got my new camera set up yet. I tried it yesterday, but it's still too high, and there isn't a tilt mechanism on the thing it sits on. I ain't got a tripod, you see. There ain't room for a tripod behind the screens, so I'm gonna have to think something else out. Got it working. Just need to set it up so you can see me. Of course, you can't, as with webcams, you can alter the tilt and levels and everything, can't you? Well, you can't on a camera. So you have to alter the camera. I don't know. I'll get there. Right, rising stones in here, innit? Dumpy 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 dum dum dum. I'll get it sorted the next couple of days. Somehow.
Welcome back. I expect you must all be exhausted. Ere you take your rest, however, I would beg a moment of your time.
Right.
Thanks to Arenvold's selfless efforts, we may now be confident that we understand the function of the towers. But many questions remain regarding the reason for the summonings and what lurks behind the looming edifice in Garlemald. Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telophoroi's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star. And so, given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Sharlayan.
'Tis possible the ancient knowledge preserved within their archives may hide a clue to our enemy's methods. But given Sharlayan's established policy of non-intervention, our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
Oh, I well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlayan's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that. I trust we are all of the same mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
I presume your role as a student of Baldesion will carry some weight with the Forum?
One can but hope. If truth be told, our organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough. If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlayan at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay. After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Hydaelyn's blessing. A topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
We were wondering, when was the last time Hydaelyn spoke to you directly?
Can't remember. The Dragon Song War or the day in the Crystarium? That day in the Crystarium.
When Elidibus sought to make warriors of light. That was the voice which calls constantly to all who might hear it. I spoke of direct communication, when Hydaelyn communed solely with you. A far rarer occurrence.
History shows us that Hydaelyn is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
Might not the explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap she is content to trust in his judgment.
Mayhap she is. But following my initial discussion with Krile, I made inquiries of my own. And as far as I am able to tell, Hydaelyn has not made her will known to anyone.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Reen. But that was not the will of Hydaelyn. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Hydaelyn were inextricably linked, Minfilia yet acted of her own volition. A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
I wonder, could Hydaelyn's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether. Then again, who am I to say? The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Sharlayan, and their research on the Ethereal Sea in particular. Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short. Now, of all times. Estinian, we stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate of this star. One in which we Scions may play a telling part, yet we are but few in number. And so I must ask you again, will you join us?
Oh, how could you say no to that?
You see the world the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You are idealistic to a fault. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds lend truth to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Ala Mhigo, you inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less. And even when you lost those you held dear,
It was a yes or no question.
you carried their
Yeah, I'll
spirit
join you. No, I won't.
and made their memory your guiding light.
Shut up.
But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go. If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
Really, Einstein?
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
And now, I may bid you farewell. Safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Sharlayan, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
I shall do my very best. Farewell.
Right, we all done? 10 minutes of bloody chatting. Next. Oh, he's still looking for his sword, is he?
Well, does this one meet with your approval? Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about the dragons?
You are unwise to remind me of so costly a failure. It will not affect our plans, I trust.
Oh, hardly at all. Though, admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance. Oh, but the seeds have been sown, my lord. We have only to wait for them to quicken. Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
The hour draws nigh. This nation, forged for Ascian ends, will finally prove its worth.
A
Press the button.
mighty
I was waiting for
empire,
it to change.
now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction.
Comfy.
What a pleasure it will be to put it to use. Which brings me back to our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
Which one?
Well, well, not quite what I was expecting. Though I will say, it does seem rather apt.
Oh, okay, so we don't know which one it is. Tattoo. This looks like I'm going to have a few busy moons. Not that they ever seem to be anything but. Thancred's got me dispatching troops to every corner of the realm, which is not to say I don't trust the Alliance, because I do, but when it comes to putting down primals, nobody does it better than us. Well then, you lot, more accurately, you won't catch me trading blows with a primal in the near future, but for every fell fiend you vanquish, there's countless meals to arrange, baths to fill, sheets to wash, stores to replenish, and the list goes on. Which is where I come in, and gladly, mind you, it's the least I can do to support the scions who risk life and limb, like poor Arnie. I wish there was something we could do for him, but we'll just have to settle for saying the odd prayer and keeping a roof over our heads. It wouldn't do to have him come back to a complete shambles, now would it? Yeah, waffle, 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 complete. Alice. How are we doing? Are we going to get a chance for a battle? Hi Albert, you're looking well. I haven't been anywhere. Take it you managed to squeeze in some rest? No? Not done nothing. I'm afraid we're still waiting, but we do have some odd scraps of news. Lunar primals have been popping up all over the place, but the Alliance has the situation in hand, thanks no small part to Hairy Builder and the others. Meanwhile, talks with the Beast Tribes are going on. Encouraged by Uldar's progress with the Amaljar, Gridania has opened negotiations with the Ixal, believe it or not. All of which is obviously very encouraging, but with the Telophori still out there, it's not as if we can afford to lower our guard. Because it's getting boring. I want to be doing stuff. Begging your pardon, but I come bearing an invitation from the Alliance. Council meeting is due to be held Al Amigo. Your attendance is required. We were just talking about the Alliance. May I ask what's on the agenda? The intention is to share news of recent developments, discuss what measures have been taken to combat the Telepharoi in concert with our new allies. Oh, they're having a concert, are they? Glastonbury. The Beast Tribes have also been invited. It's hoped that you'll join us in the fight against our common foe. Yeah, bluff, waffle. To arrange such a meeting must have been... Oh, God. Pray inform the Alliance. We shall make for Al Amigo without delay. Oh, God, shut up. Just piss off. Go on. Let's get to it. Oh, excuse me, I do beg your pardon. Well, now that we've accepted the invitation, who exactly is going to attend? I move that you and Ishtola lead our contingent, given how long you have worked to end summoning. It's only right that you be present. I think we've all played our part, don't you, Albert? All present may rightly claim a seat. I do quite agree, but by your leave I shall remain here and lend what assistance I can. I'm not coming either. I'm Eric, will be there, and I'd rather not be interrogated. Excuse me, COVID. Right. Something with the resistance guard. Can't read the first bit because it's covered up by my music thing. Get on my thing and be quicker to fly there. Told ya. Been expecting you. Shall I show you in? No, I'll come all this way to see it stand outside. Stupid git. Hello. Oh, they don't get a seat then.
Esteemed guests, you honor us with your presence. As there is much to discuss, let us begin.
Information on our taken brethren you have, yes? Hear it we would! Beyond forgiveness these featherless ones are! With rivers of blood shall they pay. Freed our people must be!
We too would see your kin liberated. But ere we attempt their rescue, we must first find a means to negate the risk of tempering. Without that, we will be unable even to approach the towers, let alone contend with their defenders.
If all else fails, I've always found cannonballs quite effective.
And what of the prisoners? Won't you see them slaughtered?
Think for a moment. Ponder, consider, think. If Merlwyb truly intended to bombard the towers, she would have done so by now. Remember, we came here to find a solution together, did we not?
Y'shtolra spoke of defenders. I but offered a means to clear a path, should you require it.
Given the enemy's capabilities, we will all need to play our part if we are to have any chance of success. For if any here should give less than their best, it will be to the cost of every living being on this star.
A paragon, the Empire, our very gods. How can we hope to prevail against such odds?
That our foe is formidable, none would deny. But our strengths are many and varied. In this chamber, I see masters of strategy, masters of magic, masters of the land, the air, and the sea. And together, there is nothing in creation we cannot overcome.
I don't think he's doing any fighting in this one, so it looks like it's going to be another boring one for an hour, innit? Apologies about that.
Pardon?
Not a lot I can do.
What is it, Soulwalker? Do not express your passion thus. A little pretty will outdo, perhaps. Suffice it to say, I am proud to be counted amongst Eorzea's finest. We Sahagin will play our part.
We kobolds have not forgotten the crimes the Overdwellers committed against us in the past. But today we look to the future, as allies united in purpose.
What's going on, innit?
Make mock of the Ixal, the Paragon does. Turns kin into puppets. Pits brother against brother. Free them from his grasp, we shall.
As Patriarch Zadar will attest, the Scions have granted us a means to free your brethren from their thraldom. This boon we will gladly share, that your people might never be enslaved again.
We accept! We accept!
Praise me!
How are we doing? Seems to be going on for hours.
It's taken a while, but I do believe we might be one step closer to a world without primals. Would that Minfilia were here to see it.
We still have a long way to go, and we're going to need a lot more Porksies. But we're moving in the right direction.
If I may have your attention, there is one other point I would like to raise. As we can all agree, freeing those held captive must take precedence over every other concern. But experience has taught us that none save those with the capacity to resist tempering can hope to enter the towers unscathed. And even once inside, a still greater threat may yet await them, that which we call a primal. Needless to say, if we are to succeed, engaging with such foes can only ever be considered a last resort. And so I move that we seek to prevent them from being summoned in the first place.
Yes! Both prayer and ether are needed for the ritual. Should either one be denied, the summoning would fail.
Indeed. And so we must endeavor to discover the source of the ether on which the process depends. Do so, and it may present a way to halt the summonings, or perhaps even neutralize the towers entirely.
A promising proposal. While you are conducting your investigations, however, we will need to remain vigilant, lest the Telophoroi commit further abductions and summon primals ere we have the means to prevent them. To stand a better chance of keeping our enemy at bay, we would do well to coordinate our defensive efforts, sending reinforcements to assist our neighbors when needed.
We Amalja would have been overwhelmed were it not for our newfound allies. But say the word, and we shall come.
I see we are all in accord. But what are we to call this proud fellowship of ours? I submit that the honor of naming it should go to the scion whose brave efforts have done so much to unite Eorzea. What say you, my friend?
I would call it the Grand Company of Eorzea. I would call it... One moment, please. Ah.
But that's the name I...
A fine choice, for there is none here who does not love Eorzea.
Aye, in that we shall ever be united.
United in our gratitude for the realm that gave us life.
Then let it be recorded that on this day, the Grand Company of Eorzea was born.
How long have we dreamed of this moment? And now that it's here, Oh, forgive me. Might we speak outside?
How are we doing? Probably a bit last bit this then. Well, now that we're out of earshot, I hope you will forgive me if I speak my mind. Let me begin by saying I've dreamt of this day since the moment I first set upon these shores, and I was heartened as anyone to see the peoples of Eorzea pledge their solidarity. Yet even as they uttered their declarations, all I could think about was the conflict to come, of the sacrifices that would be made, and the lives lost, inevitabilities that I still struggle to accept. But at least now there is hope. The formation of the Grand Company is the first step, the first of many. Many and more. Elder Seedseer, how might we be of service? See Master Alfie's assistance in a matter involving Gridania's neighbours, the Sylphs. I know you and yours have long kept a weather eye upon the crystal trade, the better to predict the coming of primals, so you'll be familiar with the Sylphs of the Ash-Crowned Consortium. Through their dealings, you have cultivated relations not only with the city-states, but many other communities besides. Communities such as the Beast Tribes. Just so it is our hope that we make use of the Sylphs' established lines of communication to coordinate the efforts of our new fellowship. Waffle, waffle, waffle. An armed force founded with the self-same goal in mind, no less. The Crystal Braves, yes, forgive me, Master Alfie, I know that it was a painful chapter in your life, but the experience may yet be made to serve the realm. In my hubris I plotted a course for the Crystal Braves which stretched far beyond the Order's initial conception, one intended to pave the way for the founding of what I intended to call the Grand Company of Eorzea. My plans all came to naught. Waffle, waffle, bullshit, bullshit. Mayhap I asked too much of you. Not at all. You have my gratitude, Master Alfie. With your guidance. we'll get it sorted next time we meet. So I'm fed up with all this bullshit waffling on. Well, just get to it. Before committing anything to writing, a number of people whose thoughts we'd like to hear, former Braves, as if you have to ask. Thank you. Someone who witnessed the Order's rise and fall, yours would be a reassuring presence. I'll join you if you're planning to canvass the opinions. Then mayhap Graham can lend a hand as well. I shall be glad of your company, Graham. Alright, bye. Right. Speak with Alice. So what's your plan? Before discussing the task at hand, I should probably admit that the report I proposed is largely written. I was looking to form a similar organisation. Yeah, waffle. Let's just get me the quest. The two of you can talk to the ones who kept the faith. Fine suggestion. Keep your wits about you and let us reconvene in Gridania later on. Right, so they're going to go and talk to the ex-Crystal Braves. Okay, speak with Rio at Castrum Oriens, which we shall do next time, because this is where we're going to call it a day, because I'm going to end up falling asleep at this rate. Apologies about that, but it's bloody boring. Come on, we want to get stuff done. Right, anyway, it's great to be back. Sorry about the delay, but I had to get the bloody thing fixed. But anyway, we're up and running again now, so thanks for your views, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for sticking with me the past couple of days when I've not been uploading new material apart from stuff well, it is new material to you guys, isn't it? But you know what I mean, me daily stuff like this. Anyway, keep the faith, brothers. Until next time, I'll see thee.